Hello everybody, my name is FireClaymore and welcome back to Minecraft. In today's episode, I have yet another showcase for you guys, and that is the Flamethrower, somewhat adopted from TF2, or just a basically general flamethrower in general. So how it works is, as you can see, I have a bunch of cows here, and it's kind of switched. In TF2, left click is fire, but in here it's right. You can see we right click, sprays fire across the cows. To kind of start running rampant, because who wouldn't run rampant if their butt was on fire? As you can see, obviously the fire is doing considerable amount of afterburn, which is what it's called in TF2, to the mobs, but also like in TF2, which is kind of one of the things that is switched, is the compression blast. The compression blast in TF2 basically is kind of, you're on fire, is kind of a way of super pushing a mob, or in TF2, a player. So, as you can see, compression blast, kind of blowing them backwards. And if I could just flame this guy. Oh, you're dead. How did you die from... Why is your meat uncooked, sir? Mr. Cow. I just wanted to kill you, Mr. Cow. There we go. Fire can leave a bit of a mess, but that's not abnormal. So how all this works is very little. So we've got a set block clock here that runs to three command blocks, two of which comparators. The first one is it is testing for any entity that's name is unknown. Now that is what the kind of like hook icon is called. So yeah, and if it finds it in the ground, then it will do the lava particle. That's the exact same command that I used in the previous flamethrower showcase, so if you had it then, it's the same now, except it's just executing at the fishing hook. The other command is basically the meat of it. It's executing at the entity that's name is unknown, and it will summon falling sand with the tile ID of 51 in the time of 1, basically which is what makes the fire come out of the fishing rod. And then this one is also a test for command, and I formerly had a repeater here, except the delay was too long. There's also a bit of comparator delay just because of how fast they are able to update. This basically kills any entity named unknown, so if I didn't have this one, so if I just break this redstone, you can basically make a inferno whip, is what I call it, because it doesn't get rid of it, and you can basically throw it across great distances. That really taxes my frame rate. Holy bejesus. That is not good for that's not good for my computer, having all of those fire entities just pop in at once. Because as you can see, I didn't right click a second time, but it will eventually just shoot out of the air. The particle command isn't used very much, but when it is, it'll just make a little puff of smoke, so it's not like it's a big drastic thing that needs changing when it comes to using it. Mainly because it's just doing it as if it were in the ground, and if it weren't, it'd kind of just go like a big old puff cloud. Like I said, this doesn't have to particularly be from Team Fortress 2. It can basically be any normal flamethrower, although I don't know a lot of flamethrowers that have compression blasts. And if you look at it, it has knockback 3, which is how you do the compression blast, but it's also unbreakable. The unbreakableness is basically it takes sometimes the fishing hook it has a durability, so if it takes enough damage it will break, and that would probably not be a very good thing to do, because breakage would be bad. But really, it's such a simple concept that could be loaded into any world, and I'm not positive about this, although I do think that that you, me, people who, if you ran this in a world and had multiple people doing it, I don't think that it would be single player only. I think this is already completely multiplayer expandable. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's probably correct, because it's not specifying things directly. I'm not sure though, so if you guys want to load this up in your world, I had all of the commands right here, so if you would like to see those commands, then there they all are. So if you want to try these out yourself, the clock it's running on is just a simple set block clock. If you guys want to test it out and see if it is multiplayer compatible, please do, because obviously I don't have the resources to test and see if I can run that in multiplayer right now. But anyway, that is going to be all for today's episode of Minecraft. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a like, comment, favorite, or even subscribe. Helps out so much more than you guys could possibly imagine. And yeah, I will see you guys later.